Hey, what is going on, road trippers? Road Trip Nick here. Once again, welcome back to the channel. Tonight, as those captions at the top stated, I am doing the top 5 weather movies I have seen based on my own experiences. Currently at the Lakeside Inn here in Eufaula, Oklahoma. So I figured, why not? While staying at a hotel in Oklahoma, I'm pretty sure there was probably something wrong with the live stream because it might have just done something to screw up in the opening of this video. But since I'm here in Oklahoma, Twister and Twisters were filmed and based right here in Oklahoma, so might as well do the top 5 weather movies I've ever seen, in my opinion. I stopped at the Stillwell Walmart earlier today and bought, since it's fixing to be Halloween time, it's coming up on Halloween time. Bought a shirt for less than $10 today. I will show because I always like to show the spoils of what I get when I'm traveling. One of my favorite movies of all time. What's your favorite scary movie? Bought for less than $10. So that was a pretty good find. I will definitely wear that. But let's get into what tonight's video is: the top 5 weather movies of all time, with the list. Coming in at number 5, Into the Storm. Into the Storm had it was a good tornado movie. It kind of copied a little bit off of Twister. I know. Got a message from Kenny. I'll message back whenever we get done with this. But Into the Storm had uh, the chick that played Lori Grimes from The Walking Dead, Rick Grimes' wife, as the lead chick on there, and it followed basically all the same. It was kind of almost the same as Twister. It had a lot of those same elements. It was a tornado movie. It was a good movie, but it was one of those movies that had kind of like Paranormal Activity. It was based on somebody using a handheld camera view, several different points of view, which those movies are okay, but some of the times I like to watch movies that are not like those based on handheld camera points of view. But it was an okay movie with a good storyline to it. Trying trying to eventually at the end of the movie save the town from, they were trying to warn everybody that there was an F5 tornado happening, a very big F5 tornado happening. Trying to help everybody hunker down. And so it was not an all time great movie, but it was a good movie. It was watching, and I've watched it plenty of times over the years since it came out. But it's not one that, oh, I have to go watch this movie. It's just one it's watchable. It's good. It had a good storyline. It's one of those, movies that based on a little handheld camera that numerous people have throughout the movie. Uh, but it was a decent weather movie. Moving on, number 4, 2012. 2012 was a good apocalyptic movie. We all thought the world was going to end in 2012. So it was what we all thought was going to happen. Yellowstone blows up, creates this end of the world life, that everybody has to uh, prepare for what happens after, what happens during. It has, I think his name, John Cusack, I think is who the main character is. He plays a limo driver, rider. He played on the movie 1408, which was also a good horror movie. Uh, but it kind of, which I believe Yellowstone would probably blow because it's a volcano underneath the national park. It's a super volcano supposedly, but the movie showed what happens if it eventually erupts, and the survivors have to figure out how to get to safety. And it puts all these different elements together, which really work good for a movie about what we all thought was going to happen in 2012, which obviously didn't happen. This is what, 12 years later, but it was good for the time that everybody thought the world was going to end in 2012. A lot of people did. I went to the bar at the casino during when it was supposed to end, when it was supposed to happen based on the Mayan calendar and all that. But and I took a shot of Jaeger right at the time it was supposed to happen. So it's like, well, here, cheers. If the world ends, cheers. I bought me and my buddy Kenny shots of Jaeger. Like, well, if the world ends in 2012, here you go. But it was a good movie for the time. But it's number 4 on my favorite all time weather movies list. Number 3, Twisters, just came out this year. I may do a reaction video to Twisters. I may do kind of like what I did with Cocaine Bear last year, because Twisters right now could possibly be the movie of the year for this year for me. It was good. It was just like, Cocaine Bear was last year. It was the movie of the year last year. Cocaine Bear. But Twisters had a great storyline. It really, the only thing it had, a little bit of spoilers if y'all have not seen Twisters, go and watch it before continuing with this live stream. I'll give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, continuing on with Twisters. It had nothing really to do with the first movie, Twister. Even it's a movie based in Oklahoma, just like the original. But it doesn't really have anything to do with the original movie. It follows a different cast of characters, which is okay for a sequel to not have anything to do with the original movie. It's okay, in my opinion. That's okay. It's a good, solid movie on its own. It it doesn't need to have the storylines from the original. It's got Dorothy at the very beginning of the movie. They're using a Dorothy pod to track the Twister. which okay, there's some good little callbacks to the original, but the story focuses on a lot of brand new faces in Hollywood, and they all work. It it's it's good. They all work. I went and saw it in theaters when it first came out. I enjoyed it. I I actually bought it on YouTube. I'm like, how am I able to buy this on YouTube? It's still in theaters, but I spent $27 for it, so I own it now. But it was a good movie. It was a good time. It, I would never put it in one of my favorite movies of all time. It's not that great, but it's a good movie. It's probably the best movie I've seen so far this year. But it is number three. The top two are going to be my two favorites. Almost two of my all-time favorite movies that I've ever seen. Coming in at number two, one of my favorite movies of all time, obviously, Day After Tomorrow. Day After Tomorrow, Jake Gyllenhaal played the lead character. Dennis Quaid, the father, the lead character. It was a perfect apocalyptic movie. This huge ice storm, this huge ice hurricane. Global warming affected the Earth's weather patterns, and Mother Nature just tried to uh, correct what was going on. And it's about, it's a survival movie about, these kids holed up in a library in New York City. The father trying to come get his son, uh, a climatologist. Dennis Quaid plays a climatologist trying to go save his son in New York City, and just all the different events that happen throughout the movie. The movie is one of the best of all time that I've seen. I could watch that movie over and over. But I mean, there's really nothing wrong with that movie. I haven't seen anything wrong with that movie, and that movie's been out 20 years now. So, and I went and watched it in theaters. It was a great movie, but it's number two. Number one, Twister, my all-time favorite weather movie. Probably would be in my top five of favorite movies I've seen all time. Twister was just in a class of its own. It is the number one weather movie of all time, in my opinion. It is just, I mean, yes, I'm here in Eufaula, Oklahoma, right now, and it just is a perfect place to do a live stream about weather movies. With Twister being number one, Twister had Bill Paxton, Helen Hunt, uh, the dude that played Dusty. Crap. Shoot. What's his name? Philip Seymour Hoffman. Rest in peace to both of them, Bill Paxton and Philip Seymour Hoffman. I wish they both would have been alive to be in the sequel. They both made the original. I've been to Waukeeta. I've posted Waukeeta, Oklahoma on my YouTube channel. Did not get to see the Twister Museum because it was closed back in 2020 due to COVID, which I still want to go see that. But I drove through Waukeeta, got it on video. That was one of my bucket list places I had to get on video. Was Waukeeta, Oklahoma, just because of the movie Twister. The movie Twister was just it was special. It was it's the best weather movie I've ever seen. That's gonna do it for this ranking video. If you're new here, please feel free to hit that subscribe button after the video to stay notified on all my current and future whereabouts. And if you like this video, give it that big thumbs up. Let me know you care. This is Road Trip Nate saying, until next time, road trippers, bye from you, follow.